Okay, before I get on to other things today, I'm going to talk about Adam's Law number 4, and that is have a plan. Now, having a plan can be something extravagant, can be something very simple. This is what I've learned over my years and years and years of experience. The more complicated you make a plan, the more difficult it is to uh, complete. I mean, you have to break your plan down into small constituent parts. Um, in when I was with the fire department, we always used to say keep it simple. If you overcomplicate something or you do multiple things over and over and over again, of course, it becomes habit. Which some habits are good and some habits are bad. Um, and when you get into times of stress, you fall back into bad habits. Because they seem to be simple, they seem to be easy at the time, but they can also be counterproductive in the end. So have a good plan. Make sure that you can follow through with your plan. Make sure that it's something that the person that's working right beside you, working side by side with you, whether it's your friend, your partner, doesn't matter who, can follow through with it all and make sure that everything is viable. You always have options. If you don't, then things can go south really really fast. And one of the things that I have always stressed with people I've worked with, in people in my family, is to be careful in how you plan things out. Try to look forward to the next step when you're developing your plan, because once you complete a task, you're going to move on to the next one, and then you're going to move on to the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one until it's done. Some tasks are real simple, 1 or 2 step processes. Some are 15 to 20 step processes. If it gets too unmanageable, then you're going to have to take a step back. And when it comes to planning for life, it's the same concept. No one person is going to follow the same path ever. That's just the way life is. Not everybody is given the same choices, and not everybody is going to take the same choices that you have in front of you, because their perspective is going to be different. They're standing 2 steps to the side to you, so they see a different vantage point. Some people are going to be standing up on a hill looking at a 5,000 foot or 10,000 foot view, and some people are going to be down in the trenches and they're going to be looking up and they're only going to see mud. So make sure that it's something that can be done and can be done with relative ease and can be explained. When I sit down and I talk to my wife about long-term planning and long-term goals, she has her ideas, I have mine, and we marry the two. We compromise, to have the best outcome for all of us that are involved in the process. And it might sound easy. It's definitely not, because there's always negotiation involved. I mean, that's life. You're gonna have variables. You're gonna have things that are gonna creep up with, in life terms. Bills, mortgage, rent, car payment. You're going to have, things that pop up out of the blue, say like, medical issues that might creep up. Might start out as a cold or allergies today could be bronchitis tomorrow. So you have to take that potential into account and always keep a little bit back, especially when it comes to money and finances. Keep a little bit back to help you out to through the next step. And try to make the planning process fun. I know it's typically easier said than done when you put yourself in a position to where you're trying to develop a plan that's going to put you in the best possible place in the next year to 2 years. It's not an easy thing to do, especially when you have to sit down and take a clear view without any rose-colored glasses what your situation is. When you have something, on the cusp of what's happening. So we're looking at upgrades in the house, because we have long-term plans. This is our garage, and this is where I'm doing most of this stuff right now, because this is our future lounge, and I'm kind of trying to get used to it. We have long-term plans and long-term goals, and we have only so much, access and so much infrastructure here in the garage at this point in time. So, we need to put in additional electrical. We need to do additional electrical or changes in our electrical infrastructure within the house. We have to do, things with air conditioning, and because we live in the Southland, and it gets warm in the summer. I have to tear out all this beautiful drywall that you see, so that's going to take some time. We have to clean out the garage and get some things out of here and put into storage, which we have here in the house. We just, life happens, and we don't always get done with the things that we want to get done when we want to get done. We've got jobs and other things that we want to do, because we also like to have fun along the way. So when you're developing your plan, make sure that you have a reasonable time frame that you're considering doing it in. In our case, we have a 5-year plan. A little bit this year, a little bit next year, a little bit the year after that, a little bit after that, and then eventually this is going to be our lounge. This is going to be usable space that we can use, and we're going to turn it into a space that we want. That's part of the house, but separate, and is going to be unique enough that it fits our personality. It's not a man cave or a woman cave. It's our cave, and that's how you can plan things out over time. Is say, hey, you know what? This is what I like, and this is what I want to do, and okay, this is the first thing I have to get done. Like when we started laying everything out, we actually started doing drawings and laying everything out, in here, and how we were gonna put things in, so we can kind of cover some things up that are superficial, and do some other things that are not so superficial, and and have other things that are going to be fun and enjoyable, and hopefully people will like it when we're done with it. That's developing a plan. Long-term and short-term goals kind of goes back to have a dream, and that's where we're at. Okay, so once again, have a safe and wonderful day, and I have things to do, and obviously my dogs are telling me that I have things to do in the house. So have a great day, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.